Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
It is Happy Notorious B.I.G. Day. Drop one of the clues bombs for Biggie Smalls.
Yes, today is Biggie's birthday.
Yes, and
Notorious.
Last year, I think it was last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year I was listening to the D-Rock on the Rap Radar podcast, dropping the clues bombs for my big bro D-Rock. And he said that he celebrates Biggie's born day more than the day Biggie dies, which makes sense.
Well, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense. So happy Notorious B.I.G. Day.
Absolutely.
Yes. Big up to Brooklyn. So I'm in LA right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little jet lagged because it was a long flight and the weather was so bad yesterday. The flight actually took off an hour late, and then we had to go I think almost an hour out of the way to try to avoid turbulence as much as possible.
Oh wow. But you got
so
there
we ended
safe.
up landing. Yeah, we got here safe, thank goodness. There was a little bit of turbulence that was kind of bad, but then I guess toward the end of the flight they managed to avoid it, but they had to go a whole nother route that took us out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's been a lot of turbulence lately when I've been flying in the last couple of weeks. Unusual turbulence.
Maybe it's gas. Maybe it's your stomach.
I know there were tornadoes and everything.
Does your stomach rumble when you're in the air? Do you ever feel like you got to poo-poo?
Why are you all in my butt, man?
I didn't say nothing. See what I'm saying?
You know, you all do. You feel like you got to poo-poo?
Did I say anything about the man's butt? I'm talking about gas. You know what I'm saying? And just to see.
See what?
You just always got to take it there for no reason.
How's it feel when you're up in the air?
We just started.
You got to poo-poo. That's you, man.
People ain't even had no breakfast yet, and you already talking about butts.
No, you talking about butts.
This is stupid.
Leave my butt out your conversation.
Well, there were supposedly really bad storms and tornadoes and everything, and that was across Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. So I'm sure that had something to do with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it did, too.
All right. Well, Dr. Oz will be joining us this morning.
Dr. Oz. I got questions for Dr. Oz because, I've been big on CBD for the past few months. I think it helps with my anxiety. Also, it helps me sleep very well. So I've been doing the oils, the gummies, the syrups, all kind of stuff. Dr. Osby, I think he doesn't think CBD is as good as advertised, but I want to talk to him about it.
Yeah, we'll ask him about that and more. And we got front page news. What we talking about, Yee?
Yes, let's talk about Magic Johnson. Everybody's wondering what made him quit his job with the Lakers. Well, he finally has broken his silence.
The GOAT.
All right, we'll talk to front page news when we come back, and Dr. Oz next hour. So don't move. Get your ass up. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's get in some front page news. Now, last night, the Warriors swept the Trailblazers 119-117.
I had no idea. I went to sleep. Those games.
They went into overtime.
Those West Coast games come on way too late for me.
And the Trailblazers were up, I think 4 or 5 minutes left. They were up how much? 17. They were up 17, yo.
Well, drop on the clue bomb for the Golden State Warriors.
But it is.
Steph had a triple-double.
Going to their 5th straight NBA Finals.
Yes.
They've won 3 out of the last 4. That's what's supposed to happen when you go to the finals. You're supposed to win.
Right.
That's what puts you in a different league, a different category.
What else are we talking about, Yee?
Well, since we're talking about basketball, let's talk about Magic Johnson. He was on First Take, and he did not hold back on talking about everything. Now, first he talks about the straw that broke the camel's back at his job when he was the president of basketball operations.
The straw that broke the camel's back was I wanted to fire Luke Walton. And we had max 3 meetings. I showed her the things he did well and the things he didn't do well. And I said, listen, we got to get a better coach. So the first day, well, let's think about it. Second day, okay, you can fire him. Then the next day, no, we should try to work it out.
Then he goes on to talk about the person who backstabbed him, and he didn't hold back on identifying the person by name.
So did it come down? I understand the Luke Walton element.
Yeah.
But when you allude to the backstabbing, was it Rob Pelinka that you're talking about? Is it Rob Pelinka and other people within the Lakers organization? Who exactly were you talking about?
No, just Rob.
It's disrespectful. You put a man like Magic Johnson in a position of power and don't give him the power. Okay, out of all the people that he talks about in that Lakers organization, who knows basketball better than the second greatest basketball player of all time? If he's the president of basketball operations, then let him handle that.
And Rob Pelinka is a general manager, and he said that there would be just a lot of talk about him behind his back. And he would hear about it outside of the office, even people saying, oh, he's not in his office. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He didn't like that backstabbing. Now, he also goes on to talk about Jeannie Buss and what the issue was with her.
If you're going to talk betrayal, it's only with Rob. but I didn't like that Tim Harris was too involved in basketball. He's supposed to run the Laker business. Jeannie's got to stop that. It's too many people at the table. And so what happens, everybody gets to share their opinion, and it's so much information coming at her that then when I say, hey, we have to do this, she can't make a decision because they said, no, don't go the way Magic go. You should go left.
Other people already got
right.
to her.
Exactly.
Earvin Magic Johnson is the GOAT, number 2 greatest NBA player behind Michael Jordan, 5 NBA championships, 9 NBA finals in 13 years, went one-on-one with HIV and won. Give that man some damn respect. Okay, if that man is the head of basketball operations, that's the only person that you should be listening to when it comes to basketball operations.
Yeah, he gave him the job, he gave him the title, let him do his job.
Exactly. Why is everybody else chiming in with an opinion? They don't have the title. What's the point of having the title if you're not going to get a man the power with the title?
Right.
Well, you got to listen to the whole entire interview where he really goes in depth. I mean, everybody, not just you, but everybody should take a listen to that on First Take with Magic Johnson. All right, now let's talk about Morehouse College. We already told you yesterday the great news about Robert F. Smith and how he was giving their commencement speech and ended up taking care of the whole class of 2019 student loans. Well, in addition to that, now they're going to be getting some bling. Apparently, the jewelers at J-Dell are producing some cufflinks for the class of 2019. They're doing this all on their own. The Smiths aren't involved with this. So now they're also getting some gold, silver,
nice.
diamonds with the school's name and the Smith family name as well.
Can you Negroes get some money without buying some bling?
Well, they're not buying it.
The jewelers are giving it to them for free.
Oh, it's free?
Yes, the jewelers are giving it to them. They're gifting the students.
I still don't like the optics of it.
Why?
All right, the black man spends all of this money on other black men, and just next you hit some bling. That's what y'all need to go with that.
But it's nice.
Bling to go with that money.
It's not bling. It's cufflinks. It's
Don't say bling. Say cufflinks, she.
Well, it is going to be silver, gold, and diamonds. So
yes,
it's
cufflinks.
They're spending about $250,000 to gift these.
That's nice. They're going to need it for their business
That's a beautiful
meetings.
gift.
Yes.
People need their cufflinks.
That's right.
It's amazing to me. I've seen people actually, finding disparaging things to say about Robert Smith donating this money to Morehouse. I mean, it's really needless, petty things.
Some people are acting like he's expected to do something like this, and he's a billionaire. It's the least he can do. And
he ain't got to do nothing. He worked hard for his own fortune.
Yeah, I saw people saying like his wife is white, but that money green though. Okay.
Who cares?
Exactly.
The man is giving back to his community. Who cares if his wife is green?
It don't matter
and
what.
And all of y'all saying that would take that money too.
In a heartbeat.
Yes. All right. Well, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night or bad morning, or maybe just things are pissing you off and you just need to vent. All right. We'll get into it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
All right, get it off your chest. I want to get something off my chest. Sunday, a fire truck was going on an emergency call, and it was speeding down the road. My nanny was picking up my kids from swimming, so she pulled over. The fire truck ran into the back of her car, which is an accident. That happens. I get it. What pissed me off is the fire truck never stopped. Never seen what was, if my kids were hurt, if my kids were injured, or anything.
A fire truck didn't stop?
Fire truck did not stop and continued to go to the emergency. Then when I asked, they said, well, there is no negligence when it comes to the fire truck or police department in New Jersey. Wow. And they have to go to the emergency. But I said, yes, I understand there's an emergency, but now you crashing into my car, you could have killed my kids. You passing up my kids that could be hurt to go to emergency even though you crashed into them?
Well, she pulled off the side of the road. Did she pull out the way?
All the cars pulled off the side of the road to the side.
They definitely in the wrong then.
You can't sue.
So that means
you can't sue the fire department or police.
Even as far as insurance, you have to take care of your car yourself.
You have to take care of everything yourself. There's no negligence.
And then the hospital bills.
You can't. You cannot sue the fire department or the police department. There's no negligence. They don't have to pay. Even your deductible, you got to take care of it yourself.
I would still think that the ambulance and even the fire department, they have to look out for the other people on the road when they're rushing to these situations. Because imagine if that was an ambulance. Mm-hmm. So you hit somebody in the car. Now what? I got to call another ambulance to come take my kids to the emergency room?
But that was the whole thing. You ran into my car. You keep it moving. But what happened if my daughter was hurt? What happened if my daughter got hit hard and was paralyzed or anything? Or my son, And it's really crazy. And where they hit my daughter was sitting on the right side of the car. If she was on the left side of the car, she would be in bad shape. So today after work, I'm gonna take them just to get X-rays to make sure everything is okay and everything is clear because the nanny's a little banged up. But I just thought that was foul. And accidents do happen. I'm not mad at that. But, geez, pull over. So make sure the kids are okay. There's 3 little kids, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Make
well,
sure
I guess if they pull over, then they'll be late to the fire too.
Yeah,
Right,
but now
they
my
should
kids
be able
is
to
dead.
call an ambulance or
Nah,
something.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But it's just I don't know. It's a weird situation.
Yeah. All right. Well, hello. Who's this?
Yo, this is Big Smiley.
Hey, Smiley. What up? Get it off your chest, bro.
Hello, Big Smiley. Good morning.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Good morning.
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored, sir.
And that's good for you. Handle that. That's what I'm screaming. Yo, I want to say a big special thanks out to today. My daughter graduates from Cross Creek Early College in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Nice.
She's graduating with 67 college credits.
Nice.
And she's on her way to Elms College and Chicopee, Massachusetts, to be a nurse practitioner. And on top of that, my wife of 10 years birthday today, so I got a double header. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a great day so far.
All right, brother.
It's gonna be stressful by the end of it, though.
I know you got daughters too, you and Envy, and I just don't want to go on off to college. You know how they say college is, but we gotta let them go, don't we?
Luckily, my daughter is 10, my other one is 3, my other one is 7 months. I don't have to think about that for at least another 8 years.
But enjoy it. Enjoy it, brother.
How you doing with it, Envy?
I'm doing good, man. Wish the family send the love from the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, will do. Thank y'all. Y'all keep up this good work. Do what y'all do.
All right, Freddie, get it off your chest.
Yo, it's Freddie P. Good morning to everybody.
What's up, Freddie P?
Not much. Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, Freddie P.
Good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Peace, King. How you?
I'm all right. How about yourself, sir? Still well. DJ Envy.
Yes, sir.
We started the show off with this morning.
Yes, sir.
R.E.B. and goddamn Bruno Mars.
Freddie P, when you going to understand, and I'm going to say this a million times, I do not pick the songs on the Breakfast Club.
I remember hearing the beginning of the show and you saying you're the captain of this bitch. I remember hearing you say that.
He did say that.
He has no control.
And when he said captain of this bitch, he meant the music. All right?
No,
that's a fact. That is a fact.
I'm Magic Johnson right now. They don't let me pick the music.
Has no control.
What's the DJ for in DJ Envy?
Exactly.
I'm Magic Johnson up here. They don't let me pick the music, bro. I'm just here.
Yo, I'm just saying, maybe you should change that title from captain to, peon or something like that.
Captain of the music, DJ Envy.
I thought you was spreading positivity, bro.
What does the DJ stand for then?
I told him that just so I can get on and tell you, quit playing them same songs every morning.
What does the DJ stand for?
Disc jockey.
Junkie.
What? There's two. You know what? Forget it. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Angel, what's up?
What's up, DJ Envy? What's up, Charlamagne? What's up, Angela Yee?
Peace, King.
What's up?
Get it off your chest, bro.
Hey, y'all, Charlamagne, just stop playing with Envy's butt so early in the morning.
Thank you, bro.
You know he's real sensitive.
Envy just said the same thing.
Yeah, leave my butt alone.
I have not done anything to Envy's butt. What's wrong with y'all? First of all, yesterday Envy was sagging his pants so crazy, his ass crack was all the way out. We all grown in this room. We too old for that.
But why are you looking at my ass? I was sitting down, this guy staring at my butt, and then takes a video of my butt. Who knows what he did with that video? I'm going to Human Resources later.
I needed him to see how ridiculous he looked.
Too early in the morning, but thank you for being on time, Charlamagne, today.
Yes, sir.
That's what
That's
it's
a
about.
shame. We gotta
Top of
thank
the top, baby.
See, there you go.
You didn't feel the air breezing through your butt?
No. Yeah, it was so crazy. I mean, number beige ass just everywhere.
You liked it. Look at him. Who knows what he did with that video last night? Hello, who's this?
My name is Reggie, and I'm from Columbia. What's up, Charlamagne?
Peace, King. 803 Metro. What's happening?
What's up, bro?
In the building. DJ Envy, what's good with you, bro?
What's up with you, brother?
Yeah, this for you. I ain't really got nothing to say, but you real biased when it comes to giving advice to these women and these men.
And how is that?
I heard a lady call her there last week talking about how she's single and dealing with multiple men. But when a woman call her there talking about a man dealing with multiple women and they single, you drag him through the mud. And you.
No, I don't. I always tell everybody to be honest. If you're single and you want to date multiple people, that's your priority, man or woman. You just have to be honest about it. You can't be a cheater.
It's not about being a cheater. And you can be honest with women these days and they still don't want to hear it. I know.
That's not true. But I encourage everyone to be honest, whether you're a man or a woman. If you feel like you're single and ready to mingle, just don't lie and act like you're in a relationship if you're not.
You can be 100 with women these days and they still gonna feel some type of way about it.
Sounds like you're very biased toward men.
Say what?
Goodbye, sir.
You walked right into that
You
trap.
walked right into that trap. Goodbye, sir.
You got to stop walking into these traps.
Hello, who's this?
What's going on, man? This is Reef.
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
Man, I want to get off my chest about Charlamagne, man.
I think Charlamagne always talking about see a therapist about your problems and all that, but I think Charlamagne need to see his therapist about the reason why he's so mad at Florida, man.
Why are you so mad at Florida, Charlamagne?
I love Florida. I actually was in Florida 2 weeks ago. I was in Orlando, but we cannot sit here and deny that the craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida.
But you need to talk to your therapist because I think you mad. I think you mad at your parents that you wasn't born in Florida.
No,
okay. Left for Florida.
My aunt actually lives in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, why are you denying that y'all crazy though?
I'm not denying that we crazy, but I mean, I think you wish you was born in Florida, though.
No, I'm just calling it like I see it. Sir.
What part of Florida you from, sir?
Miami, Florida. Envy, it's Dunk Planet, man.
Oh, what's up, bro?
What's going on? I'm trying to make the car show, man.
Yeah, come on, bring that car. I need that dunk. Pause.
Damn.
Dunk is a car.
Envy just asked if you want that dunk.
No, see?
Hey, you got it.
There goes Charlamagne tripping again.
See? I need that car, man. Bring that car out till we doing a car show in New York.
It's not a car, it's a dunk. Now you got to call it like it is. Now you from Florida, you know good and well you don't call it dunk a regular car. You say that's that dunk.
I ain't want to say it, yeah, but bring that dunk to Houston or New York. Or we might do it in Florida, so I need that dunk.
He asked you to fly that dunk out for him. That's what he asked you to do.
He played too much.
Charlamagne tripping.
Thank you, brother. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, we are going to be talking about a hologram tour. Find out what superstar artist is going to have a hologram tour coming up. And I know we have to talk about Jason Mitchell this morning, and we're going to get into that because we have some details on what allegedly happened to cause him to get fired from all of his jobs.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club.
What's happening? Good morning.
And again, happy birthday to the B.I.G., the late, great B.I.G. We're going to be doing a Biggie mini mix every hour.
It is National Notorious B.I.G. Day. And the reason I feel like we should celebrate this is because D-Rock, who's, Big's best friend, his brother, he always says he celebrates the born day more than the day that he died.
Correct.
Yeah.
So after the rumors this morning, we'll be getting on a little mini mix. We'll be doing mini mixes all morning, so let me know your favorite B.I.G. joint. I'll try to get it on this morning. But let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Jason Mitchell.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, we all know Jason Mitchell from his breakout role as Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton. And now we know him as Brandon on The Chi. He's also been on shows like Mudbound. Well, it looks like things aren't going so well for him. He's been dropped by his representatives at UTA, United Talent Agency, and also dropped off of The Chi for season 3 and from an upcoming Netflix feature, Desperados, that he was set to star in. There are allegations of misconduct against him. Now, Deadline broke the news first. And while they aren't giving specific details, according to reports, there are 2 incidents that are in question. One of them occurred offset during the production of Desperados, and there was one that took place earlier while filming The Chi. According to sources, they said several of the actresses on The Chi had issues with Jason Mitchell, including his co-star Tiffany Boone, who plays his girlfriend on the show. She plays Jerica. Yes. Now, they said a source with knowledge of the Showtime series says Tiffany Boone, who played Mitchell's girlfriend on The Chi, was among several actresses on the series who had issues with Mitchell. She made repeated complaints of sexual harassment and allegedly felt so unsafe with her co-star that at times her fiancé, Dear White People actor Mark Richardson, came to set when she shot scenes with him. Boone declined to comment. They also said that she was ultimately informed by producers that she could no longer work with Mitchell. She told them that she could no longer work with him, and she was actually released at her own request so that she could pursue other projects. All right. Now, as far as Desperados, which is on Netflix, they weren't filming yet, but they were in some sort of production already.
Pre-production problem.
He was already replaced. And that news was just revealed as well. So apparently there were some issues with him on set there. They said 3 of his co-stars actually had complaints about him as well.
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
It's one thing to lose a show. It's another thing to lose a movie. But when your agency and management drops you, then that means it's serious. Like, it's got to be more
something
than
else.
just that.
Yeah, something else.
Because agencies and management don't go anywhere unless there's nowhere else to go. When I saw everyone abruptly drop him like this, I said to myself, oh, it must be a video of him doing something heinous or something.
Right, but I guess if there's some sort of pattern where you've had issues on the last couple of projects that you've been doing and co-stars are complaining about you, and not just one, but several.
Nah, that's only. Listen, we've been watching Hollywood over the past few years. It's several complaints are always made about individuals, but if it's got to be more than just his coworkers making complaints or him making his coworkers uncomfortable. Because yes, they'll drop you from a show, but when your agency and management walk away,
something's more.
It's something else.
Yeah, something more.
It's got to be something else.
And let's be clear, though, with the Me Too movement and all of that, and times are changing, and women don't have to deal with certain things anymore. And if there's these sexual misconduct allegations against him, who knows?
Right.
But he has been on The Breakfast Club before, and we all have been fans of his work. So this is something that is new to all of us as we're trying to get more information.
Oh, no, it's sad because Jason Mitchell is a great talent. Like, I think him and Lakeith Stanfield are the best young actors out here. So.
And his come-up story was so amazing. We've even had his early agent on, his first agent from New Orleans, on as well. So we'll find out more information and keep feeding that to you. All right. Now, Whitney Houston, there's going to be a hologram tour for her and a new album in the works. It's been 7 years since Whitney Houston has passed away. And according to reports, they said, a lot of people were just paying attention to her real life struggles and forgetting about how talented that she was. So now this is a great opportunity to launch a tour for her so that some of the older fans can actually appreciate what she brought to the table and also appeal to the younger generations as well.
Who's putting the music out? Is it her family?
Yeah, they have to deal with her estate and all of that. So it's not something that is not authorized.
I always feel funny about that. I always feel like if the artist wanted the music out, they would have put it out. Maybe they don't want that music out or they didn't like it. I always feel funny about that.
Well, her sister-in-law did an interview with the New York Times, and her estate executor, they also said the aggressive marketing push is part of a strategy to monetize her legacy and also redeem her reputation.
There's no artist I love that much to go to a hologram concert. Now, if I'm at a show and someone, has a hologram come out like they did Pac, at Coachella a couple years ago, I'm cool. When I'm not going to a hologram show.
When you go to the Michael Jackson show in Vegas, they have the Michael Jackson hologram. That's pretty amazing, too. All right. Now, in the meantime, since we're talking about Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown says that he and Chris Rock are good now after Chris Rock made that joke about Whitney Houston on social media. He posted a picture of Whitney Houston looking impatient with her sunglasses on, me sitting in a meeting that could have been an email, but then he said, hurry up, I got crack to smoke. And people thought that was distasteful. So Bobby Brown in particular didn't appreciate that. And he did say that Chris Rock has not reached out to apologize personally, but he said he's still my boy and he would like to make peace with him. But he didn't appreciate that.
I mean, it was a retro joke. It was a throwback joke. Chris is from the era where you used to make jokes about Bobby and Whitney being on crack all the time. So he saw that picture and he thought about the mind state she probably was in when she took that picture and he put that caption.
And Chris never cared. He's a comedian. He never cares.
Man. Well, of course, Bobby Brown was upset. That is, his ex-wife. So, I mean, he has every right to be upset. If he didn't like a joke, he didn't like it.
True.
All right, now let's talk about Monica. She opened up on a new episode of Family Hustle that's coming out, and they actually have the previews of that, and that's all about her divorce.
I really want to keep it on the low for now. Nobody else knows anything that's really going on beyond my mom. I just didn't expect to be a 38-year-old single mom of 3.
Wait, so you talking about a divorce?
Lord have mercy.
After 9 years of marriage.
Lord have mercy. I just want to be a great man, a great husband, a great father. Please, God, protect my union. Jesus Christ.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your
That hurt my heart
report.
just now. All that sad music. What music do they have in the background?
Hey, but babe, if you're listening, I love you.
I love you too. Not you.
What?
You love his wife?
I love my
wife.
Okay,
I love her too.
I just want to be a great man, a great husband,
Me
a great
too.
father. I just don't want to make the mistakes that my father made. I don't ever want to put my wife in that position. No. If my marriage ends, it won't be because of me.
All right.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Yee. Now, when we come back, we have front page news. What are we talking about front page news, Yee?
We are going to talk about CBD oil. I know, Charlamagne, you're a big fan of it.
I love it.
Yes, I get mine specially made as well. So we'll see what people are saying now that CBD oil is also good for.
Okay, and then we have Dr. Oz next hour. And then we're going to get into a Biggie mix coming up right now. Of course, today is Biggie's birthday. We're going to do a bunch of these mixes all morning long. So let me know your favorite big joint. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Little B.I.G. mini mix. We're going to be doing those all morning long, so let me know your favorite B.I.G. joint.
Yeah, all those kids that are outside the radio station right now are confused. It's a whole bunch of little kids camping outside the radio station because it's a K-pop boy band coming named BTS.
BTS, that's right.
Yeah, you ever heard of them?
BTS is huge.
Oh, yeah. Jin and Suga and J-Hope.
You Googled that?
No, I didn't. I actually did a K-pop TV show back in the day for some network in Korea.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get in some front page news. Now, last night, NBA playoffs, the Warriors swept the Trailblazers 119-117. Steph Curry had a triple-double.
Going to their 5th NBA Finals in 5 years. They've won 3 out of the last 4. I don't know why people disrespect Steph Curry and act like he's not the greatest basketball player of his generation.
Mm-hmm.
Acting like he can't win a championship without Kevin Durant, as if he didn't already win a championship without Kevin Durant. As if they didn't win 73 games without Kevin Durant. Like, stop it. Knock it off.
What else we got, Yee?
Well, there's a new study that shows that you can actually give people CBD, and that will help reduce their cravings for heroin. So it can be used for treating heroin addiction.
That is true.
And it can also treat their levels of anxiety.
How you know that's true?
Well,
because I do CBD. I've been doing CBD for 4 months, and I have not craved heroin once. Okay?
That's a good thing. That's
all
a good thing. I'm glad it's working.
And it reduces my anxiety. That is all a fact, Angela Yee. I am a true testament to this.
But there are so many CBD products on the market right now. The problem is that the exact concentration of CBD is unknown, and they also might have additives like pesticides and even lead in them. So that's some of the issues that people are having with CBD that's just being sold in the stores. Some people have had a few bad reactions like diarrhea, headaches, and tiredness as well.
I use I go to a pharmacy, and I use this particular brand. It's called Green Roads. Yeah, it's called Green Roads, I believe. Yes, I use Green Roads CBD products.
Well, they have a bunch of. They have one that you just it's like a spray. You just spray it in your mouth. They have the gummies. They have.
I got that. I got the gummies. I got the syrup. I got the drops that you put under your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I got the
tincture.
I got the cream that you can rub on your joints. Oh man, listen, you can have a headache and put the CBD cream on your head, and you won't have a headache. I be putting it on my when I work out and stuff. And my muscles be sore. I rub it on my muscles. Oh my god,
well,
you
she
sleep
put it on.
so good. Shut up, man. Listen.
All right, now, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and Foot Locker and other sneaker brands and retailers are talking to Donald Trump. Now, they're saying these proposed tariffs on imported shoes from China would be catastrophic for consumers here in America. They said any action taken to increase duties on Chinese footwear will have an immediate and long-lasting effect on American individuals and families. There's more than 170 footwear companies that are coming together in a letter to Trump to discuss how it would threaten the very economic viability of many companies in our industry.
Yeah, not just your sneakers, your weaves. Them bundles gonna be like $1,000 a pack. Okay, your Fashion Nova dresses gonna go up from $40 to about $300. All right, it's about to be real out here in the field. Y'all think them tariffs don't affect y'all if y'all want to?
Now let's discuss Magic Johnson. He's finally breaking his silence on what happened with the Lakers that caused him to actually quit. He was on First Take, and he did not hold back on discussing what some of the issues that he had with the Lakers organization was.
The straw that broke the camel's back was I wanted to fire Luke Walton. And we had max 3 meetings. I showed her the things he did well and the things he didn't do well. And I said, listen, we got to get a better coach. So the first day, well, let's think about it. Second day, okay, you can fire him. Then the next day, no, we should try to work it out.
All right. In addition to that, he talks about the person who he feels like was a backstabber.
So did it come down? I understand the Luke Walton element.
Yeah.
But when you allude to the backstabbing, was it Rob Pelinka that you're talking about? Is it Rob Pelinka and other people within the Lakers organization? Who exactly were you talking about?
No, just Rob.
You know, it's disrespectful, man. You put a man like Magic Johnson in a position of power and don't give him no power. Out of all those people who knows basketball better than the second greatest basketball player of all time, Magic Johnson, if he's the president of basketball operations, then let him handle that. Magic is not your token Negro. Magic is a boss. Magic has his own empire. He's trying to help you get your empire right now. So let him do that. And you know what he's going to end up doing? Coming back and buying that whole goddamn empire called the Lakers. Watch. Give it a moment. Give it a minute.
I hope so.
All right, well, make sure you guys check out that whole entire interview on First Take.
That man is the GOAT. How you going to not listen to a man who went one-on-one with HIV and won? Drop on the clues bomb for Irvin Magic Johnson. Get that man some damn respect.
All right, well, that's front page news. Now, when we come back, Dr. Oz will be joining us, all right? Some of you guys, questions, Dr. Oz is here, so we'll talk to Dr. Oz about everything. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Oz. Oz.
Feel blessed today. Lucky to be here.
What up, Doc? Just today? You don't feel blessed every day?
Every day, but especially around you. Just the energy. There's an animal-like charisma coming from you, emanating from you.
Well, thank you, Doc.
He's very kinky this morning, Doc.
I'm sliding over close. I'm sliding over to him now.
What are you going to do with these allergies? I saw you were having some allergy problems.
Oh, my goodness. I don't usually get them that bad
Right, me
at
neither.
all. But I looked in the U.S. Weather Service, and literally the tree pollen map, it's a bullseye on this area. And so I did two things. First, I started using Neti Pot. Wash your sinuses out. You know that Aladdin-like lamp? You put the water in the right nostril, comes out the left nostril. Make sure it's clean water.
I never tried that.
It is really effective for allergies. And the other thing is washing your hair. Because the pollen sticks to your hair.
Charlamagne, no worries over there.
Yeah, Charlamagne.
I was like, wow. None of my allergies are acting up.
But, you know, think about it. You put hairspray, especially, and it sticks everything together, so the pollen gets stuck to the hair. You lie down at night, all that pollen is basting in your face. And you wake up in the morning with swollen eyes, your runny nose. So those are these, if you can do them.
Now, when you sat down, you said you wanted to talk about CBD, and that was good because, like, I was going to ask you about CBD because I've been on CBD for about 3-4 months now.
Hey, why are you taking it?
I like it for my anxiety, and it makes me sleep. So I take the syrup, I take the gummies, and I take the drops that you put under your tongue, and I like the cream on my joints.
Is it good for you? Is the CBD oil good?
So we did a big investigation on CBD oils. Here's my personal belief. It's not been proven, but I do believe it has wonderful medicinal benefits. But, and there's a big but here.
But
we got 13 products. 10 of them did not have what they said was in it.
Ooh.
Really?
5 of them had nothing.
So it's not really regulated yet.
Not regulated at all. Either the industry needs to do it or the government needs to do it. But there are a lot of people, Charlamagne, who are going to listen to you right now, go out and buy a CBD product, and they're going to have a miserable result. Pay a lot of money with no benefit. Why? Because they bought fake stuff. And how do you tell? It's hard.
Right.
I get mine from a pharmacy.
The ones that we've tested were sold in pharmacies. Look, Charlamagne, it may work for some of those things. It probably doesn't help all of them equally well. Maybe it helps joint pain a lot, anxiety a lot, but not quite so good for sleep and not so beneficial for intestines or whatever. So people just start to shotgun it, and then they start to find their own little path.
You might also think it's helping you mentally.
Exactly.
So you're like, okay, I feel better now.
Yeah, but it worries me a lot when 10 out of 13 specimens were fake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that means most people are going to have a bad experience, and it's expensive.
What do they put in it?
About
What's fake? Yeah, what's fake in it?
They don't put CBD in it. There was literally no CBD in 5 of the products.
Wow.
None, 0. And 4 of them had so little,
It wouldn't even do anything.
Exactly.
What are the good CBD brands? I use Green Roads.
I don't even know which brands are good or not because I've never looked at it, but I think the CBD industry ought to get together and create some kind of a certification process. They don't do it themselves. Don't let the government do it. Do it yourself. Say, we're going to stamp on this thing CBD real or something. Make some U.S. CBD or something that everyone can trust. But if in the meantime, go for big companies. The bigger the company, the more likely they're going to be giving you real stuff because they're going to be going out of business otherwise.
Yeah, I never thought about it. I just assumed it was good because it was in the pharmacy.
No, not at all. That's one of the problems we're running into. You know, I'll tell you, we have so much misinformation about things because of moral hang-ups. That's one of the problems we're having with hallucinogens and magic mushrooms. That's psilocybin, yeah. You may not remember this, but Bill Wilson, who's the guy who started Alcoholics Anonymous, actually, how did he stop drinking? Because there was no Alcoholics Anonymous for him, because he started it. He stopped drinking because he had this mystical experience, probably through hallucinogen, where he realized what the truth was. And that got him to realize that alcohol wasn't his path. He tried to get LSD into the AA program through the 50s and, even into the 60s he was trying to do it.
Why?
Because he realized that for some people, if they weren't going to be able to meditate their way to peace, inner peace, there was maybe a hack, a one-time deal where you could take LSD just one time, have a new view of the world, and reset yourself. Let's think about it. What is addiction? Addiction happens because you create a fence around yourself to protect you, right? You build these little walls, and you don't realize till it's too late there's actually a cage. Then when the world doesn't react the way you want it to react, you panic. You get depressed. You start resorting to drugs. You start that's what PTSD is. PTSD is you have this triggered event that just sort of locks you into a spot where you're all handcuffed. You can't move. So how do you free yourself from that? Well, there's some different tactics. One of them is meditation, prayer. But if you can't get there, and that's hard to do sometimes for some people because it's so stuck, there are medications. Some of the most important medications are actually hallucinogens. LSD, psilocybin, magic mushroom, ayahuasca. And I'm not talking about raving in concerts. That's the worst way to do this stuff. This is not for recreational use, which is why I don't like what they're doing in Colorado. I think we ought to, however, free doctors to take care of patients.
Have you ever tried any hallucinogens?
I haven't, but I'll tell you why. I don't have a problem that I think it would help. I don't smoke. I don't drink. But listen, if I was a smoker, I would think about it. And the data from the most recent study, 80% of people who are smokers, they stop smoking after trying with a doctor one of these hallucinogens, and 2/3 still weren't smoking after a year. These are huge success rates. And it was one time. Same for alcoholism, same for PTSD, and depression may be the most important data, because people kill themselves for depression. And if you can reset, like, you know, you turn your computer on and off if it locks up. That's basically what this is doing.
So that's what hallucinogen is. What the is the word? That's what they do. That's what they do. Reset you.
Hallucinogen resets you. It allows you to see a world that you never realized existed.
Now I did try mushrooms before. Y'all know that.
What was it like?
It was a nice experience, but my thought is this, right? Because I've always heard to take any hallucinogens, if you're not in a good frame of mind, if you're depressed, it actually makes it even worse, because the hallucinations that you have are kind of a reflection of what's going on in your mind. So I've always been told, like, not to take it if you're feeling that way.
Well, the doctors that I've spoken to on this topic say it needs to be guided.
Right.
So you take the pill, you lie down, you have to have this person make you feel safe. That sometimes the journey is not a happy journey, because what you're going through is not happy. But if you feel safe, then at least you're not scared during the unhappy journey.
I did it so long ago, but I would never go out and do it. We were in the Poconos, actually, me and my friends, and we were in the house and we weren't going anywhere, so I felt safe, and it was a good experience.
And how did it change you afterwards at all?
I felt very clear-headed afterward.
Really?
And I wished while I was on it that I would have been able to write certain things down, because it does make you have a lot of different types of thoughts, but I just wasn't able to do that.
Before you leave that topic, so apparently, I don't know this for a fact, but apocryphally, Steve Jobs, creator of the iPhone, Apple, would take micro doses of LSD every day and then walk around meditating to the LSD he just taken, and then he would write the ideas down.
Right.
And that's how you got the smartphone.
All right, we got more with Dr. Oz when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Dr. Oz. Maybe I'm from a different place, right? Like, I see people who, when a kid don't act right, oh, he has ADHD. You know, if something's going wrong, oh, they have this type of problem. If something's going wrong in their life, oh, they have mental illness. And it feels like people are using this as an excuse. And it feels like it's a trend. It's a fad. And a lot of people that are affected by it are not getting help. And a lot of people are just using it as an excuse.
I think it's a wonderfully wise insight. People crutch off these things. Some folks have problems that appropriately need to be treated. A lot of times people were worried that big illnesses were being ignored. But there's a bit of a victim mentality. And I'll say I'm ADHD. Well, maybe you are. Right, but it doesn't really matter. What are you going to do with it? So if I give you a medication for ADHD because you need it to get past the day, I get that. But don't crutch on that, and certainly don't believe you have to take that to get through your life. You should be able to figure out coping tactics, because your whole life is about the challenges in it.
Oh, that's what I think the problem was with the hood when we were growing up. We didn't learn any coping tactics, because when people came with these, ailments, people said, "Oh, get over it. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you." So the cycle never got broken.
That's right.
So it just kept the hood up. That's why I think we need social emotional learning in schools.
It's so funny you say that. I was at a good friend of mine's daughter graduated. Timmy Schreiber. He owns.
That's my guy.
You know Timmy?
It's my man.
All right, so Timmy. So Timmy Schreiber's mother started the Special Olympics. He runs Special Olympics. He was John F. Kennedy's nephew, right? His mother was John F. Kennedy's brother. We teach kids how to do math in school. Yeah, learn math. You got to learn the math. And if you're going to be good in life, you got to know how to do a little bit of math. But if you can't cope, if you don't have emotional coping skills, I think you're speaking to, which is why Health Corps and other groups like that, Tim's on the advisory board, by the way, of Health Corps for that very reason. I don't know how to get people to realize this. It is the biggest disservice we do to our youth. And I go to schools all over the country, and it makes me want to cry when I see them unable to do the coping skills that my coaches taught me in sports. I didn't learn it in English class. I learned it on the football field. Or you can learn it playing music, or you can learn it in fashion show. You can learn it many places, but
if you're in the hood, you don't learn it at all.
Exactly.
Even learning how to treat each other, how to interact with each other.
None.
Do you think they should change some of the curriculum in schools now?
Yes, we're waiting.
It's like, I feel like even in some, like they make us take, so many different math classes, and a lot of times we don't use any of that stuff once we graduate.
We have an 1830s agrarian system of education. It was built in a different country, basically, right? Our nation But in 1830, kids had to go out back to the farm in the summertime. We had different tactics that they had to learn. It was very rote. All the kids were together in the same class. Look, we can be better than this. We need to reform education, not by throwing more money at it, but by focusing on things that make a difference for the ability of these kids to succeed. That's what's always kept our country successful, is that we didn't straitjacket our youth.
Now, should we wash our chicken or not?
No, definitely not.
Don't wash your chicken?
I wash my chicken. I'm not going to not wash my chicken.
When you wash your chicken, okay, so why do you wash chicken? To get the bacteria off it, right?
Clean it, yeah.
Clean it. So when you wash your chicken, you spray the salmonella all over the kitchen, everywhere. It just splatters everywhere. Then you put the chicken into the oven, and the heat from the oven would have killed that salmonella anyway.
But it's all in the sink, and we wash it with hot water.
It doesn't always go in the sink. People wash their salad in their sink. When you splatter the water on the chicken, it goes outside the sink sometimes. It's been looked at. That's one of the problems. And
that makes sense.
And you also, you touch the chicken then. You touch chicken with your hands.
But you have to touch it anyway.
Well, we take our chicken. I use it with, I grab it with 2 fingers, but you can use prongs as well. Throw it in the oven and let the oven sterilize the chicken.
Really?
Yes. Then you don't have it in your hands, touching the salad, on the rest of the counter, your face, your mouth, by mistake.
But what if you're like, okay, so say you take it out and you have to bread it, you have to put breadcrumbs on it, flour and all of that.
Fried now.
Right. Okay. But you could also put that. You could put that in the oven as well.
We don't have any of that things. We don't do that in my household.
But any type of preparation that you have to do though is still going to get the salmonella.
No matter what you do, there's no incremental benefit of watching the chicken.
Really?
If you wash it, you're not killing salmonella with water, believe it or not.
Black people mad right now.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I know you told me not to curse, but that's some white people. We gotta wash the chicken, doctor. Come on.
No, it doesn't. There's no benefit, please.
What you said makes perfect sense, though.
That's what they've been saying in all the articles.
But I still gotta wash my chicken.
No, save some lives here. Come on now. No more. Listen, make that our anthem for the summer. No more washing chicken. Put it in the oven. Let the oven do the work for you.
I've been washing chicken my whole life, and I've never had salmonella.
I know you wouldn't have had it anyway. You're wasting all that time washing chicken.
What about washing your legs?
Well, let me ask you, how do you wash your bottom? That's the more important question.
My ass?
Yeah.
I got 2 different rags. I got one rag for the body, and then I got a rag just for my privates.
No, but I'm talking about when you go to the bathroom day in and day out, like you go to the bathroom in the next couple hours.
Front to back.
When you poop, how do you clean your bottom?
Front to back.
This is getting kinky, though. This is getting kinky.
Okay, now, just real quickly. Go like this. Purse your lips.
Whoa.
That's what your ass looks like right there.
How do you know?
Because biologically...
Do that again, Charlamagne?
I'm suing Dr. Oz. I don't know. That just made me feel uncomfortable.
Do it again. That's his ass. That's his ass, Dr. Oz. Go ahead, Doc. So you seen it too.
If I were to biopsy the skin around the lips, it's the exact same as your ass has.
Oh.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah. So this tissue looks the same as tissue down below. If I were to get stuff on my lips, would I take sandpaper, toilet paper, and go like this?
No.
No. You wash it with water.
So you don't wash your ass?
With water. I always do.
But not soap?
Not soap. You don't wash your mouth with your lips with salt. If I spilled some of your grape juice, by the way, on my lips, I wipe it with the water. I wipe it like this.
Well, what's cleaner, your mouth or your ass?
Interestingly, they both have tons of germs.
Yeah.
And the mouth has anaerobic germs, which are the ones without, they're both a problem.
Because I would think I put more stuff in my mouth on a daily basis.
You sure do.
Yeah, we know.
You sure do.
Shut up. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, we know what you mean.
I think people will be using moist wet. I take toilet paper, I spit on it to moisten it, or use a sink.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some freaky you got us on that this morning.
Wait, you spit on toilet paper and wipe your ass?
Yes. Because that way it's not.
Why don't you use a wet wipe?
Wet wipes okay too, but wet wipes mess up the sewer system. I went over to Brooklyn.
I put it in the garbage, not in the toilet.
That's part. That's to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not supposed to put wet wipes in the toilet.
And wipe your ass?
Yes, and so take it, fold it up, spit on there, and then you wipe your bottom, and then it's a moist wipe basically on your bottom. Throw that in the toilet because it gets dissolved perfectly, and you're good to go.
Is it still wet tissue?
Yeah, then you got toilet paper stuff in your ass.
Well, no, you want high quality toilet paper, please. I mean, they don't
high
cheap
quality
stuff.
High quality spit. You need your mama's spit. You know your mama's spit that can clean off everything off your face. You need your mama's spit to wipe your ass.
All right, don't move. We got more with Dr. Oz when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Dr. Oz is here. Yee.
Now, what are your thoughts on Alabama and these
crazy.
anti-abortion laws that they're passing in Alabama? Well, that they've passed. I'm
really worried about it. I tell you, I've taken care of a lot of women who've had issues around childbirth. The problem with the law as it stands now, and I think the law was really only passed to generate a Supreme Court challenge, but most women don't know they're pregnant. It's 2 weeks past your last period when you have to decide by. Well,
Yeah.
I have people on the show all the time who never know they were pregnant, even when they were delivering. 50% of women don't know they're pregnant when they're pregnant.
Jesus.
So you're asking women to decide almost instantaneously if they're pregnant or not. And it's also banned in case of incest and rape. And so I don't quite get it as a doctor. And the other thing is this whole thing about heart beating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are electrical changes at 6 weeks, but the heart's not beating. If you were to say, starting from when we can hear the heart, like when the heart's really doing something, that would be different. That's not 6 weeks, though.
Right.
So if you can define life by a beating heart, then make it a beating heart.
And what really concerns me is I feel like it's banning safe abortions because women, if they're determined to do something, it just won't be done safely. So if you're determined to get an abortion, which has happened in the past, it'll be done in a dangerous way, and it could actually kill you.
It's, as a doctor, just putting my doctor hat on, it's big time concern. Because I went to medical school in Philadelphia, and I saw women who'd had coat hanger events. I mean, they're really traumatic events that happened when they were younger, before Roe versus Wade, and many of them were harmed for life, emotionally discarding anyway.
Right.
At a personal level, I wouldn't want anyone in my family to have an abortion, but I don't want to interfere with everyone else's stuff because it's hard enough to get through life as it is. And I think the rule that most Americans seem to support is if the child was viable outside the womb, then you don't want to kill that child. Mm-hmm. If the child was not going to be able to survive outside the mom, then the mom runs the show. This is a hard issue for everybody because I get it, but just being logical about it, if you think that at the moment of conception you've got a life, then why would you even wait 6 weeks? Right? Then an in vitro fertilized egg is still a life.
Then you would have to get rid of everything, like Plan B.
Everything goes away. Well, Plan B would be considered criminal under some of these laws.
I mean, as a doctor, they said that they're going to lock doctors up if they perform these abortions. How did that make you feel? And would you still perform? Because some doctors say, I'm still going to do it regardless in Alabama.
I think your primary responsibility is to your patient. Mm-hmm. And the reason they say they're going to lock doctors up is because people don't want to say they're going to lock the moms up. Because no one wants that.
Right. Do you think this abortion ban could be self-preservation for the white race? Because white people are dying more than they are giving birth, and non-white women aren't having babies. And
no, I think that's again another effort to stimulate people to fight instead of dealing with the real issue.
Now everybody's trying to get their summer body.
Yes, look, we have our Drink Fresh juice here that I did, and that I think has been really good for people to drink all natural, organic juices, no sugar added.
I'm having the beet gingerade.
Yes.
And now, I should point, beet is one of the best ways to get of building red cells.
Mm-hmm.
So I already feel energized. And ginger helps with the nausea because sometimes Charlemagne can nauseate
me.
He
can.
Yes. But not
beet
today.
is great right before you work out, too.
That's you got to watch him when he tries to nauseate you.
You made us sick talking about spitting on your ass.
I know. That was weird.
Did he turn you on? You went right back to that. What's the healthiest way to lose weight for the summer, Doc?
Huge study just came out looking at this. Actually, the U.S. government helped support this. They took this group of people, 31-year-old healthy people, and they put them on one of two programs. Mm-hmm. And they put them in basically a lockdown area so they could only eat what they were given. It's the same, by the way, they both had same numbers of fats, carbohydrates, everything, proteins. Half of them got it from whole food that came out of the ground looking the way it looks when you eat it. And the other half got it through healthy processed food, like baked potato chips and like fiber sticks. Right. So again, same basic macronutrients, but half got from whole foods. The other half got it from processed things like soy isolates, but the exact same nutrient content. The group that got it from whole foods lost 500 calories a day.
Wow.
They weren't hungry. Mm-hmm. The group that got it from the processed foods, they ate 500 calories more because they were hungrier, even though they ate the same number of calories as the other guys. And what it reminds us is our body, for hundreds of thousands of years, has gotten used to eating real food. And so when we try to process the food, even if we're making healthy processed foods, it doesn't quite work. You can't trick your hormones. So the reason skinny people get skinny, the reason you lose weight fast, you're not hungry. And why aren't you hungry? Because you ate whole food. So eat whole food, but low carb version of it. Gotcha. So real protein, real fats, but not animal fats, but vegetable fats primarily. And the best way to do that is primarily be vegan. I eat what's called a pegan diet. So it's vegan with a lot of meat.
Oh my gosh, that's not nowhere near vegan.
No, not a lot, but you think about it. I did a study on the show. We had 20 popular diets.
That's you.
The two most popular ones were vegan and paleo.
Right.
So if you the problem with vegan is you get lonely because no one wants to be around you because you can't eat it because you can't eat at any of the good places. And then paleo is you're only eating meat. So you can we made the pegan diet. We had millions of downloads, free by the way. Everyone can download it on DrOz.com. But the pegan diet is vegan food with a little bit of the protein being swapped out for meat or other sources.
What about stuff like Beyond Burgers, Impossible Burgers, all of these?
I love them.
Me too.
They're great.
Beyond Burgers are and so many places are selling them now.
Yeah, well, listen, you can get vegetable-based foods. It's better for the planet. Listen, everyone worries about the gas emissions and coal plants. What's destroying our economy in many ways is the way we eat so much meat. So I don't mind a little bit of meat, high quality, but make it the side dish, make it the accoutrement. Don't make it your big slab, because animal farming is going to create environmental issues that we're all going to have to cope with. So again, don't get rid of all of it, just temper it a bit.
Yeah, I read those Beyond Burgers. I think I read this weekend that they're not good for you because you don't know what's in them, and they said they're going to start genetically modifying Beyond Burgers now.
Well, there's something called Memphis meats that are already, they make them from cells. But that's the future. We're making that from cheeses and eggs. You're going to be able to make synthetic versions of these proteins that taste like, they're not just mimicking meat. They actually taste just like the meat. But you don't have to grow meat with a cow eating grain. You can grow meat in a test tube.
But what is it, though? That's not even plant-based if they're doing that.
No, it's you're putting the exact same things that animals would eat into the meat. And that's why it tastes just like it. And it actually is literally the chemical structure is identical to the meat you get from a cow.
And that's good for you?
It looks so similar that it's hard to say that it's bad for you. But some of these other burgers are just plant-based alternatives to it. But I wouldn't be harsh on these, Charlamagne. We're gonna have to find alternatives to the way we're eating right now. And people love their meat. Yeah. I like eating meat. So we're gonna have to give people...
Yeah, Charlamagne loves meat.
Yes, he does like meat. So...
Pegan diet. Pegan. You know what Pegan is supposed to?
What?
Pegging.
Well, yes, of course.
Okay,
you ever had a pagan diet? No.
Where did that even come from? What is going on here?
Tell people where they can hear you every day, guys.
Go to DrOz.com. Check it out. Oh, listen, we're on Fox 5 here in New York, but we're all over the country. It's we just finished our 10th season, by the way.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Hey. Well, thank you for coming up here all the time. You know, some people that listen, you are their doctor.
Well, God bless you. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Well, we learned a lot from Dr. Oz today. Wipe your butt, spit on the toilet paper, and wipe.
And the pegging diet is healthy.
Oh, my goodness. All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Talking behind the scenes about Game of Thrones, how I hated the ending.
I've never seen Game of Thrones, and
Me neither.
I'm happy about that. I am in the 1% of people who have never seen Game of Thrones. And, I know people always be like, "So what? You ain't never seen Game of Thrones? You think you better than us?" Yes.
Man, well,
yes,
you should have seen it. I just didn't like the ending. The ending wasn't good. I needed more. Man.
It's hard to close. I keep trying to tell y'all that. That's why Avengers Endgame needs to get more respect, okay? It's hard to close.
It's a whack ending.
All right?
I didn't like it. Anyway, let's
Ask
get to
LeBron
the rumors.
James how hard it is to close. Okay?
Yeah, leave LeBron alone, man. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Jada Pinkett.
It's time.
She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Jada Pinkett Smith is opening up about having an unhealthy relationship with watching porn. Now, what does that mean? Because at first she was talking about addiction. Was it a porn addiction? Here's what she had to say on Red Table Talk.
If I was still on my porn game, I'd be able to show you some good porn. Because back in the day, I had a little porn addiction. But I wasn't in a relationship when I had a porn addiction, believe it or not. Thank goodness.
And I actually feel like I was using maybe addiction a little lightly. And maybe I will say now that I had an unhealthy relationship to porn at one point in my life where I was trying to practice abstinence.
All right. So you can be abstinent, I guess, and watch porn, right?
No. Because
you're not having sex.
Yeah, but watching the porn is just going to make you want to have sex. It's going to make it harder for you to abstain from sex.
But as long as you're not doing it, I guess, right? If you're being abstinent, you're not having sex.
Does abstinence include masturbation as well?
I don't know.
I think abstinence just means no sexual intercourse.
Got you.
Normally, but yeah. So have you guys ever felt like you had a porn addiction?
No.
I mean, I still watch porn now. I've been watching porn for 30
Yeah, but I'm
plus
talking
years.
about addiction, not just watching it casually.
I mean, I've been doing it for 30 plus years. I might be
has it
addicted to
changed?
it. I don't know.
Has it changed the way you have sex? Because that's another thing that she was talking about. Just interfering with the way she engaged with her real life sex partners because of her porn relationship.
Well, yeah, when I was younger, I used to try all those porn tricks, you know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you got to start saying that that's CGI. You know
back
what I'm
hurts.
saying?
Your back hurts
that
now.
ain't real. That's not a real penis. That's a prosthetic penis. If you
What?
heard Lamar talking about the prosthetic penis, that penis ain't real.
You want a real one. You don't want a prosthetic.
Man, shut up.
Okay,
You know what the
now
hell I'm
let's
talking about?
Now let's talk about some more of the drama surrounding Nipsey Hussle, because right now his sister is getting custody of Nipsey Hussle's daughter, Imani. Now, Imani is also Tanisha Foster's daughter, and she's been in court. She was in court yesterday trying to regain custody of her 10-year-old daughter, Imani. Imani's been living with Samantha, who is Nipsey's sister, since Nipsey passed away in March. So the family was in court, and they believe that she's just not fit to care for her own daughter. They believe that because she's had all kinds of situations with the law, she has a warrant out for her arrest right now because of an unsettled DUI case in 2017. She's got a lengthy rap sheet with arrests dating back to 2006 and 2007. So the family feels like Imani would be better off with Nipsey's sister, who has played a crucial role in helping raise her when Nipsey was still alive. All right, so I'm sure that's a difficult situation that they're dealing with right now. Other news, the man who allegedly killed Nipsey Hussle, according to reports, there's some new witness statements, and they're saying that before that incident happened, there are two women who say that a male friend told them that he was attacked at his apartment by Eric Holder, the man who is suspected of killing Nipsey Hussle, just 1 hour before Nipsey's murder. According to those statements, I guess the guy sold Eric Holder some marijuana. And Eric Holder showed up at his place and says that he feels like the marijuana was laced with some other drug. They went into the hallway to talk, and according to reports, he said that Eric Holder's breathing was very heavy and he was very excited, and then pistol whipped him in the back of the head, allegedly. So these are new reports that are coming out. Apparently, the man was afraid to come forward because clearly he was selling weed.
Well, Eric Holder is clearly right where he needs to be. Right. Well, actually, he needs to be dead, but whatever.
All right, now Sierra is accepted into Harvard Business School as well. She posted, what's so funny?
Which business school?
She said, I always dreamt of going to college, but by God's grace, my music career took me on a path that I'm so thankful for. This week I got accepted into Harvard. Words cannot describe my excitement. Thank you. And she thanked somebody named Anita for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to attend Harvard BEMS.
So is she really going to the school, or is it online? Did she do what Twisted, where she went to the school and stayed there? Or is it one of those things where, because they're watering down this Harvard degree right now. I just want to say
business and entertainment program that people are doing. So it's not like you are going to Harvard, the actual school.
So
you're doing a program at Harvard. So I don't think it's like a business program.
Oh, is it online, or are they actually going to the school?
Some people do the program where you go on campus. I don't know if she's doing the online one or if she's going to be on campus attending.
Now, this is commendable for a number of reasons. Russell Wilson just signed that big-ass contract, right?
Correct.
It's like $147 million or something like that. So it would be easy for her to just kick back, continue to have Russell's babies and, live her life like it's golden. She's like, no, I want to continue to better myself, and go pay for a degree from Harvard.
Well, she's a singer.
I think this is great.
Well, she's a singer. You know that, right? You didn't say that she was a singer. You said she just had Russell's baby. She's a singer.
Yeah, she has her own career.
She has her own
before
career.
Russell.
We talking about her going back to school. It's the same difference.
Okay, but you just said she just having babies. But she's a singer. She has a career. She just released the album.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was the thing she could do is sit back from at this point and have Russell's kids and just be a wife. But she decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to Harvard and better myself.
And she also just put an album out.
She just put an album out.
Y'all ain't buy it? You don't play her music? So stop it. Now, let's talk about that.
Talk about what?
When do we play Sierra's music? Yeah, exactly. Since y'all want to act all holier than now, she got an album out.
She do got an album.
What's the name of it, Yee?
It's called Sierra.
Beauty Marks. Beauty Marks.
Oh, Beauty Marks.
That's not the name of it.
Yes, it is.
She Googled that.
No, I do know the name of it.
That was fast. Because
I saw her performing and everything. No, I do know she has an album out.
She does have an album out.
Discussed it.
Was that a single or an album?
An album.
Oh, okay.
She put out an entire album.
You should listen to it.
No, I will when you do. As soon as you do, I promise you I will, Envy.
Okay.
You the DJ.
All right, I'm going to listen to it.
Play some Sierra right now.
I saw her performing, and she told everybody to make sure you download her album, listen to that album, get that Beauty Marks album. So shout out to Cece.
She really did put out an album.
Yeah, she did last week.
I'm not lying.
I seen Lala post it.
That's all I'm saying. She's not just having babies. She's still working and putting out music. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee.
You be knowing all other kind of little extraneous facts. You should have known that.
Charlotte, what are you looking like that for?
I was just looking at the album sales.
What's the album sale?
10,000 in his first week, but who cares? Like, you got a Harvard, it's just who cares? It's 10,000.
You are a jerk.
I'm just. You
didn't have to say that. You
shouldn't have asked me.
You should have said, I don't know. That's what you should have said. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Then your mama
Can we get ready for Donkey of the Day?
What about your therapist? Who are you giving that donkey to?
I'm just trying to be the best me I can be. All right? You said what now?
Who are you giving your donkey to?
Oh, you know what? Today's donkey of the day is going to a bunch of little kids at a middle school in Ohio. All right, I want y'all to all go back to when you used to do pranks in school and ask yourself, would you have done this? We'll talk about it for after the hour.
All right, and today is Biggie's birthday, so we're getting on Biggie mini mixes all morning long. Long, I should say.
On the lawn.
I said on the lawn, right? All morning long. So after the top of the hour, we're going to get one on. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Of the day. The Breakfast Club, bitches. You're a donkey. Yes, Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, May 21st, National Notorious B.I.G. Day. It goes to a group of middle school students in Ohio, okay? The school is called Hyatt's Middle School. It's located in Powell. I think I pronounced that right, Powell. Of course, no names have been released in regards to this situation because these middle school kids are just that, kids, all right? And let the record show, I was a badass little kid around 7th or 8th grade is when I really started being disruptive. Most of my disruptions came in the form of pranks. I was all about the joke. I wanted to laugh, okay? And I wanted, I would get that laugh regardless of who I had to embarrass to get it. Now, my teachers used to be on the receiving end of a lot of this disruptive energy I was giving out. Oh, we used to terrorize teachers. I want to tell you some stories, but y'all so sensitive nowadays, y'all might try to get me punished for things I did in 7th and 8th grade, okay? That's why I write books, though. And you can go get my New York Times bestseller, Black Privilege, to read all about my old wild out days. Now, I will say, I'll tell you one, I have seen bodily secretions used as props in a prank, okay? I have a cousin who once told a teacher, you have something on your nose. The teacher said, what? And he said, it's right there. And she said, where? And he, with defecation on his finger, proceeded to say right there and smear a little poop pate under her nose where her mustache would be.
Y'all are disgusted, bro.
Listen, in 7th grade, I thought that was hilarious. At 40, I do think it's disgusting. All right. And I often ask myself, what the hell was wrong with us? And I'm bringing that up because when I saw this story this morning in the New York Post, I had to think in 7th or 8th grade, would I have done something like this? The answer for me would be no. Would my friends or family have done something like this? Well, I just told you what he did with a little diaper gravy to a teacher. So it's possible. But I want you all to think back to 7th or 8th grade, put yourself in this mindset and ask yourself, would you have done what these kids at Hyatt Middle School in Ohio allegedly did? Let's go to WBNS CBS 10 for the report, please.
A disturbing allegation against middle school students. Tonight, an investigation is underway into whether they put bodily fluids on food fed to their teachers.
The alleged assaults happened Thursday in a global gourmet class at Hyatt's Middle School. Olentangy School says it was during a student cooking competition that students allegedly contaminated food they were serving to teachers who were judging the contest. More specifically, students are alleged to have put urine and or semen onto crepes fed to teachers. According to information received by the Delaware County Sheriff's Office, a video of some portion of the acts was circulating Thursday. School administrators learned of the alleged act and contacted police. Tonight, the sheriff's office is actively investigating but has not yet filed charges. The charge that could apply is felony assault because it was committed at school and against a teacher.
That's right. You heard correctly. These kids put a little 2-ball throat cream into some crepes. All right. First of all, I wouldn't have done this in middle school because I didn't ejaculate until at least 10th grade. All right, and I didn't have sex or masturbate until high school, so I wouldn't have known how to produce that man-child on command if I tried. All right, number one, kids, if you did this, why would you record it? All right, nobody would have known there was any nut butter in the crepes if you didn't record it. Now, the authorities are working with school officials and conducting lab tests to see if it was indeed the cream of some young guy in the crepes. All right, okay? I have nothing else to say about this donkey of the day, okay? Because donkey of the day is all about giving people the credit they deserve for being stupid. And I think we can all agree putting a little penis pudding in the teacher's crepes is indeed stupid. All right? Please give these kids at Hyatt's Middle School the biggest hee-haw. Also, keep in mind the lawyer for one of the students said to use caution before reaching any conclusions.
That's disgusting.
And I agree with that. All right. This could be a misunderstanding, or there might be a lotion called caution. And reaching a conclusion is slang for letting off that pecker snot. All right. You kids,
you guys are disgusting, bro.
Listen, them kids in Ohio better be lucky they're not in Alabama. All right. Fooling around and go to jail for dumping all those babies down the drain. All right. Okay.
So you would put your finger in your poop to put it on your teacher? Never mind. All right.
Well, you should spit on a toilet paper and wipe your butt.
Yes, you should do.
And according to Dr. Oz, those crepes are perfectly fine because the bacteria from cooking the crepes, the heat kills all the semen, the bacteria in the semen.
Oh my goodness!
All right, that's according to Dr. Oz.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. All right. Now, yesterday we had Shaggy on the show. Now, Shaggy was talking about issues he had with his mom. Let's play a clip of it.
Some people aren't supposed to be parents, bro.
And you said you've had a strange relationship with your mom. It's been how long since you guys have spoken?
I haven't spoken to her in about probably 3 years.
Why don't you speak to her, though?
I tried to, but it's so toxic because she's verbally abusive.
Oh, let's talk.
And then she's verbally abusive to my children.
Did you feel like your mom shouldn't have been a parent?
Yeah. Abuse becomes normal after a while. Because you adjust. So that's why I'm saying get to a point where you have to stop the cycle. So I don't think it's her fault, and I got to come to terms with that and figure out how am I going to have that conversation because we're on a race against time and the love is there immensely. I still take care of her financially, whatever it is.
All right. Well, let's open up the phone lines. Let's have a discussion. 800-585-1051. Have you had issues with your parents?
That's right. Therapy talk, baby. I've had those same conversations Shaggy was having with us with my therapist in regards to my father. And I just love how this show can go from semen to serious issues in 1.2 seconds. It's the best, baby. It's the best.
Why can't semen be a serious issue?
I mean, it is. Just depends how you use it.
You know what? Well, back to the question, all right? Clear semen out your mind. 800.
Wipe all the semen away out of your mind. Wipe it up. Clean it up.
Yo, stop. Would you stop? I'm trying to be serious, man. 800-585-1051. Have you had issues with your parents? Have you forgave them? Do you still hold a grudge? Do you think maybe your parents shouldn't be parents? Let's talk about it. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hit up with a little Biggie 101.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we were talking about Shaggy. He was here yesterday, and he was talking about his mom. Let's play a clip.
Some people aren't supposed to be parents, bro.
And you said you've had a strange relationship with your mom. It's been how long since you guys have spoken?
I haven't spoken to her in about probably 3 years.
Why don't you speak to her, though?
I tried to, but it's so toxic because she's verbally abusive.
Oh, let's talk.
And then she's verbally abusive to my children.
Did you feel like your mom shouldn't have been a parent?
Yeah. Abuse becomes normal after a while because you adjust. So that's why I'm saying get to a point where you have to stop the cycle. So I don't think it's her fault, and I got to come to terms with that and figure out how am I going to have that conversation because we're on a race against time.
So 800-585-1051. Have you had issues with your parents? Have you forgave them? Do you hold grudges? Charlamagne.
I've had these same conversations with my therapist in regards to my father. I love my father. I just had my issues with my father for, actually just leaving my mom back in the day, for another woman. He's remarried now. So I always, held a grudge against him. Didn't even realize I actually had a grudge against him until I started, going to therapy and peeling back a lot of things. But I think that we all got to be patient with our parents. I think that we forget that our parents had a life before they were our parents. They had their own traumas to deal with, and they never had the luxury of healing like we do. I don't think we realized that. I was able to have a better understanding of my father when I realized, he contemplated suicide back in the day, and he went to therapy two and three times a week, and he had to be on 10 to 12 different medications for mental health issues, and he was self-medicating, so he was in and out of rehab for alcohol and drugs. So when you get a better understanding of your parents from that angle, and you understand that they got their own traumas to deal with, you'll be more patient with your parents. And I just hope that we all can pass along more to our children than just trauma.
Yeah, I think I had an issue with my parents a couple of years ago. My dad is, my dad is a retired police officer, and he really looks out for the best interest of the family. It doesn't matter if you have a problem with what he says. It doesn't matter if, how old you are. My dad's going to be my dad, to the point where my assistant, my dad would told me that be careful of her because she might be an IRS agent or undercover cop.
Jesus.
Just be careful. But that's how my dad is. He doesn't respect anybody. You have to earn his trust. That's what he is, and that's what I love about him. We didn't speak for like a couple of months, but we got over it. And like I said, my dad's my best friend. Like, he's that best friend that will tell you the real. He'll curse you out, but he loves me. I know that if I got a problem, my mom and dad will be right there. And what about you, Yee?
I definitely didn't talk to my dad for years when I was younger.
Papa Yee? What Papa Yee do?
From high school to college, we just did not communicate at all.
Why?
I think we had a lot of issues when I was growing up, and I think part of it was because how he was disciplined as a kid. He disciplined us. He was pretty harsh with us. I actually even got kicked out of the house for a period of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, too. You know, when Shaggy talks about those beatings, like I remember one time my father beat me with an extension cord and made me go take a bath because I was lighting the carpet on fire. And you know, you
deserved it.
Man, shut up. You think that's regular, but you got to understand, hurt people. So whatever he was dealing with in his life, he may have taken out on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he may not have meant to take it out on me, but it just came out.
Yeah, we got beating, me and my brother, every day. And one time I put a book in my butt. And he started
beating. You put a book in your butt?
Yeah, so they wouldn't, you know. Whoa. And then when he was beating me, it was just making a noise. And then he realized.
My pops never hit me. My pops has never hit me, not with a belt, not with nothing.
My daddy used to go upside my head
grandmother,
all the goddamn time.
Auntie, mama, but my pops never hit me. But let's go to the phone lines. Layla, good morning, Layla.
Good morning, Envy.
Hey.
Yeah, you, Charlamagne.
Hey, Layla.
Queen.
You have issues with your parents?
Yeah, I don't have no relationship with either one of them.
Why?
Well, my mom, it was always, she ain't doing nothing unless she getting something out of it. 5 years ago, she plotted to kidnap my kids, her, my grandma, and my mom's sister.
Wow.
And my last straw was when my sister had breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And she got both her breasts removed in April. She didn't check on her or nothing until June, and that was just to beg for some money.
Wow.
Like, she never cares. She don't even have a relationship with my kids. My kids don't even like dealing with her how she is.
So you think that's just going to happen forever now? Or do you want to make amends?
I tried to make amends with her. I think it was in my early 20s. I had moved to Detroit where she was at. And I told her the only reason why I came up here was to try to have a mother-daughter relationship with her. She said, I don't want one with you.
Damn.
I'm like, damn.
I'm sorry, Mama.
You know, as hurtful as it may sound, it's a very tricky situation because when you pray to God to take negativity out your life, he's not swinging at spirits. He's swinging at people and things. That's the embodiment of that negativity. And sometimes it might be your parents. You just don't know.
Do you parent your kids differently?
Yeah, I don't do nothing that she do. Like, I have my days where I could tell that. I think when it comes to punishing, because she was like something else. Like, she beated me the whole time until we got taken away at 9 years old.
Beated you?
And then when she used to see me on the street, she still would jump on me.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for your call, man. I hope that you and your mom is your mom alive? Your mom's still alive, right?
Yeah, she's still alive.
I hope that y'all can work it out, you know, before she passes, before she goes, and y'all be able to talk about everything.
I'm telling you though, man, hurt people. A lot of those major beatings we used to get when we was young, like that was because our parents had their own traumas, and whether they knew it or not, they was taking it out on the kids.
800-585-1051. Have you had issues with your parents? Do you forgive them? Do you hold grudges? Call us up. Let us know. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about issues with your parents. Have you had issues with your parents? Do you forgive them? Do you hold on a grudge? Do you just not talk to them anymore? Right?
I can't believe that there's anybody who's never had any issues with their parents.
Yeah, and I also want to say, too, man, I love my father. You know, I just also realized that I have the potential to be just like him, and I learned from his mistakes because I don't want to do my wife and family, you know, the way my father did, you know, my mother's family, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be a better man, and I love him. I just understand that healing is a luxury our parents didn't have. Like, you know, like going to therapy and paying for counseling, like, that's a luxury. Like, we the first generation that's really getting the luxury to do that. Our parents were too busy trying to put food on the table. You know what I'm saying? Imagine my mom being, you know, a school teacher in South Carolina, probably making like $25,000 a year, trying to raise 5 kids. You know what I mean? And you know, your father's doing the best he can, but he's fighting substance abuse addiction and all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a lot.
I see what you say. I mean, because of the, you know, my parents, one thing I would say, my dad has been real. You know, whether he would smoke, my dad used to smoke cigarettes and he gave that up. He used to drink, he gave that up. Even him being a police officer, he was so protective because he would see so many different things in the streets, and I would always hate it because he was so protective. But now that I have my kids, I understand and I get it.
Yes.
You know, because I'm that protective, and sometimes my son is a little like, Dad, can I do this? Or my daughter's like, Dad, can I do that? But no, I see what's going on out there, and I just want to protect. I want to make sure that, you know, I can see my grandkids sometimes, or my great grandkids when they have them. You know, I just want to make sure my kids are safe.
And you're right, and you can only teach what you know.
Correct.
So our parents, you know, were teaching from their level of understanding, from their level of empathy, from their level of compassion. And a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with fathers, they don't have that.
Right. Ray.
Good morning.
Hey, Ray, you don't talk to your moms? What's going on with your parents?
Well, my father is no longer in the picture. He passed. But my mom, she decided that she was angry enough to sue me at a time when I was down financially. And I just felt like at that moment, you felt like it was okay to take out of my son's mouth because, I have a child to take care of.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry, Mama.
So y'all not on speaking terms at all?
Not at all.
See, once again, I said this already, but for real, man, sometimes when you pray to God to take negativity out your life, he's not swinging at spirits, he's swinging at people and things. That's the embodiment of that negativity, man. And sometimes it is your parents. Like, I don't know what to say.
Is there anything that you hope happens? Do you hope that y'all can resolve this?
Honestly, no. I don't think there's anything that she can do to resolve it with me.
Wow. Well, I hope y'all do get to a place where y'all can speak and really have that conversation. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
You too.
Thanks, you too.
Veronica.
Yes.
What's going on with your family?
I seen that the pattern in my family with the, mental abuse and physical abuse passed down from my grandmother to my mother and my oldest sister to the point where DHS had to remove kids from my oldest sister, and I end up having to take care of them. So, I speak to my mom now. Our relationship has gotten a lot better since I've got older, but my oldest sister, I hadn't spoke to her in about 10 years because of the whole issue.
Man, that sucks.
Wow.
It is. And I raised 3 of her boys, and I had another sister that had to raise 2 of her girls because, one of her kids, passed in her care. And that's why the kids were taken away, because she was physically and mentally abusing them, she had a set of twins and not taking them to the hospital or their appointments because they were premature. And the boy, he was born with a hole in his heart. Wow. Where he was healthy enough to get the hole repaired and him have a full recovery, and, no problems would be, he would have no problems down the line, but she never took him to any of his checkups or anything. So the doctor ended up calling and, letting DHS know, and that's what started the ball rolling. And so once the kids were taken out of her care, they were placed in my mom's care, which they went through the same abuse.
And how are the kids now?
Well, I'm glad to say that all of them, once they were removed, they did well once they were in me and my sister's house.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, man, and sharing your story.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I honestly just had a grudge against my pops because he left my mom for another woman, which is one of the reasons that I am a member of the faithful black male community, because I refuse to lose my family or break up my family for another woman. But I had to learn that my father just made a choice, and that was the plan for his life. So I had to let that go.
Right.
All
right. Well, what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story for me is just be patient with your parents, because they have their own pain and their own hurt and their own traumas, and they didn't get a chance to heal. But we are the generation that can break all those cycles and heal and have more to pass on to our kids than trauma. So just be patient with your parents, man.
And I think what Shaggy said is you're fighting against time, and if you have the opportunity to have that conversation, have that conversation. All right.
But I will resort back to what I've already said twice.
What?
When you pray to God to take negativity out your life, he's not swinging at spirits, he's swinging at people and things. That's the embodiment of that negativity. And sometimes that negativity can come in the form of your parents. It can come in the form of your best friends and come in the form of your brothers and sisters. You just never know who you might have to cut off.
All right. Well, we got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, we are going to talk about Jeannie Mai, find out some shocking things that you might not have anticipated from her. Also, we'll talk about herpes in your eye. Who just was affected?
Right. Herpes in your eye.
What?
Herpes in your eye.
All right, that's next.
About herpes
it's
in
the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Herpes in your eye. All right. We're going to talk about herpes in your eye.
B.I.G. Biggie. I remember one. That classic. B.I.G.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Riri.
Listen up. This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, congratulations to Rihanna. They are going to debut her collection of Fenty. We told you about that joint partnership that she has with LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. Well, fortunately, the collection is ready and it's going to debut online on May 29th. And they're going to have a pop-up in Paris on the 24th as well. So,
she getting money.
Oh,
she is.
Please. She already had money. She's also going to be doing a reggae album. So for everybody that's been wondering, where is this Rihanna music? Well, she has confirmed her 9th studio album is going to be a reggae album. She talked with Times' T Magazine and just discussed that.
At this point, Rihanna just doing music for y'all. She just doing it for the Navy because she don't have to do it.
Not at all.
She just like, whatever, here.
I can't wait for that, though. You know, reggae music is like, I know you don't really like reggae, Charlamagne, but I know you're going to listen to the Rihanna album.
I don't like all reggae. I like Bob Marley, but yeah, it's got to be certain joints.
All right. Now let's talk about Mel B, Melanie from the Spice Girls, Melanie Brown. She temporarily was blinded last week. She was horrified by that. She was upset. She couldn't see. Now she complained of being blinded in her right eye. Her left eye has been permanently damaged following a laser eye surgery gone wrong back in the 90s. She did get her vision back and she did leave the hospital and return to rehearsals, but they said she has herpes in her eye. So this can happen. She told the doctor she was blind because she couldn't see, but now her eye is okay. They gave her some drops and she's good now. They said it was nothing major.
I read this story. You know, the first thing I thought to myself,
what's that?
Is I got herpes effed up. Like, I don't know anything about herpes. I didn't know you can get herpes in your eye.
You can get herpes anywhere.
So that lets you know, because I've heard people say that herpes is not an STD, it's an actual skin disease. It's like you can get herpes anywhere.
Yeah, you don't have to have sex to get herpes. It can be skin-to-skin contact. Little babies get herpes. Like if somebody has a herpes sore and kisses a baby, the baby can end up getting herpes as well.
Is it true that you can get it from a toilet seat?
I don't think you can. I think it has to be skin-to-skin contact.
Got you. Listen, the moral of the story is I don't know anything about herpes. And, you know, I'm always getting these post on my Instagram page that say, hey, we can cure herpes. I would love to talk to somebody.
You know, you get those posts because you usually search things like that.
Yeah, you Googled something about herpes.
It's on my Instagram. It's spam. I would like for somebody to like come up here and really break down this thing called herpes. Because herpes is like, 1 in 2 people have it? So it's very, very common. That means
we can definitely get a doctor to come do that.
Yes, majority of our listeners got herpes. So I want to service them.
Posted, thank you so much for all the lovely supportive messages I've had about my eye. Just so you know the real truth, I had an awful experience last week when I went blind in my right eye and my left eye went blurry. Even though the stupid press said I'm okay, and this has happened to me many times before. Just to be clear, I was not okay, and this has never ever happened to me before. So whoever is selling this story, a close, reliable source, is full of BS and needs to get their silly facts right big time. I was actually in a lot of pain and very, very scared, but thanks to the incredible eye specialist, she's now okay. So she had to get some heavy duty eye drops.
Well, salute to all our listeners out there with herpes, man. We appreciate y'all, and we're going to do something to possibly service you. And I also heard that herpes can be cured through holistic measures. That's what I'm hearing. So that
our detox doctors will tell you that.
Our detox doctors, they work hard on that.
We need to have some herpes specialists up here.
All right, so she's wearing an eye patch now. So if you see Mel B in an eye patch, you know why. All right, now Jeannie Mai on The Real was doing the girl chat segment, and she revealed that she had been to jail not just once, but on 2 separate occasions, when she was 22 and when she was 24. Check it out.
I'm not going to share the story. Okay. But yeah, I did 2 months, and it's terrible. It's horrible.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
How's the
it's the
food?
worst of the worst.
Do you get to sleep a lot?
We had a great chef.
Okay.
We had a girl who actually
was you at Federal?
Chef.
You was at Fed.
I was at Fed.
Chef? Yeah.
But okay.
See, Federal is different.
But then I did district for a month too.
So welcome to the club.
Yeah, okay, so what's up? So what? And what did that mean?
She didn't really give the reason why, but she was there for 2 months.
Who cares?
She spent 1 month in federal prison.
Oh, she was locked up for 2 months? No. That's
Okay.
a story
district
now.
jail.
It sounds to me like she's trying to get in front of something. It sounds to me like
It's about to come
a
out?
story is about to break.
But 2 months is a lot.
I did 3 months. Man, please, God bless you, Jenny.
When you sold crack, you had guns in your car.
We don't know what Jeannie
I don't know
Mai
what
did.
she did.
All right, you're right.
All right, now Jason Mitchell, we know him as Eazy-E from Straight Outta Compton. We know him as Brandon on The Shy. Well, he's been dropped by his talent agency, UTA. He's also been dropped off of The Chi and a new Netflix movie, Desperados. Now, the specifics, we don't know all of the details right now, but apparently these accusations were so serious that he's gotten dropped. So he was cast as a lead in Desperados. They haven't started filming yet, but they were in production already. And so apparently 3 of his co-hosts had complained about him. Also in The Chi, according to sources, they are saying that the woman who actually played his girlfriend on The Chi, you know her as Jerica.
Mm-hmm.
She was having so many issues with him that she even had to have her fiance come to set when she had to film scenes with him because it was that bad. So apparently now things, we don't know what kind of resolution there will be, but he was doing so well as an actor.
Yeah, I mean, Jason is one of the best young actors out here. I think him and Lakeith Stanfield, but this is an interesting situation because I'm sitting here wondering, is there more to the story?
Has to be.
Because for your agency and your management to drop you, it's one thing for the show to fire you or a movie to drop you because you did some things on set that was crazy. But for your agency and management to drop you as well,
it's a lot.
It's got to be a little bit deeper than what we're hearing.
Yeah, I'm sure that all those details will continue to come out because the story broke yesterday. And then by yesterday evening, we had more details. So I'm sure today more information will come out. And we actually had him on the Breakfast Club about The Chi. And that was just for me hitting him on Twitter saying, hey, we would love for you to come up here. We see you're in town. And he actually responded and popped up on us. So.
Right. And the crazy thing, also the crazy thing too, man, when I saw everybody abruptly drop him the way that they did, I thought to myself, I said, damn, it must be a video or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see that too often.
Yeah.
Where the agent and the management drop.
Everybody drops you at once.
Yeah,
something about the pops.
Yeah, something else is going on.
And speaking of shows, Basketball Wives season is clearly about to come out, and there's been some drama on social media. Evan Lozada is upset. Now, she posted in her Instagram story, you avoided me all season because you didn't want me to expose all of your lies, but you have the nerve to be on my son's father's page, thirsty. And then she said, family over everything. So I don't know who she was. Well, we do know who she was talking about. And she said, family over everything. You tried it, chicken. Turns out her target was Tammy Roman. Now, Tammy Roman then posted, at me next time, Evelyn. For clarity, I avoided you because you're toxic. Secondly, I liked something that came up on my Explorer page of Meg Thee Stallion, who I support because she's from H-Town. Thirst is you lurking on your ex's page reading comments. He's definitely moved on, so should you. So apparently, Carl Crawford, who is Evelyn Lozada's son's father, had put up a post of Meg Thee Stallion promoting her album, and that's when Tammy Rowan put 3 emojis with the fist up.
My goodness.
At me, ho. That's what Tammy said, right?
Pretty much.
She said, at me next time.
Tammy from Houston? I thought Tammy was from Newark.
I thought Tammy was from Westchester area.
Yeah, well, she represents Houston.
Okay. Shout out to Tammy.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Yee. Let's get into the mix. We've been playing Biggie all morning long, so let's start the mix off with a Biggie joint.